Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Finlay Field, where tonight the Roseburg Indians will take on the Sheldon Irish. It's a battle of the undefeated Irish and the winless Indians, as Roseburg tries to get its season on track here with their young program. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's state title aspirations for the Sheldon Irish under head coach Josh Line in his sixth year leading that Sheldon program out of Eugene. Roseburg head coach Dave Heiberger in his seventh year leading the program here in Roseburg. Two programs that have had a different start to the season, and we'll see what we've got in store for us coming up here tonight. Welcome into the Roseburg Disposal pregame show, everyone. I'm Joey Kieran. Excited to be with you here on another Friday night from Finlay Field. It's great to be back here at Finlay Field. It feels like it's been forever. We've only had one half of football played at home for Roseburg this season. That was back in week 2 when Roseburg hosted Nelson and the game was canceled at halftime due to smoke. We should get a full one in here tonight. It's a beautiful night for high school football. Coming up on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show, we get a chance to catch up briefly with head coach Dave Heiberger coming up here in our next segment. Before we take the break, want to remind you tonight's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com. You can tune in and follow the action with us there. It's presented by the Cow Creek Tribe, and we appreciate their sponsorship of Roseburg High Sports, streaming online. You can find it at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. Head to YouTube and search 1490 The Score. You can subscribe and hit the notification button and be able to follow Roseburg High Sports all throughout this 2022-2023 school year. We'll take the break. We come back with a word with head coach Dave Heiberger. It's Roseburg football taking on the Sheldon Irish tonight from Finlay Field on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Tonight, Roseburg back at home taking on Sheldon, and joining us is head coach Dave Heiberger. Coach, you happy to not be loading up on a bus, finally get a chance to come back and play here at home?
No, it felt like that first or second year here when they were redoing the turf and we were on the road the first half of the year. So yeah, it's nice to get home.
You guys, been working throughout this week, and what kind of is the things you guys are continuing to work on? I know a lot of new guys that there's going to be continual things to keep trying to sharpen up. What kind of things have you been focused on, and what are you seeing out of the team this week?
I really just focusing on those simple things of lining up and knowing where they're supposed to go. I think that last week that showed, and it was there's one thing to maybe lack some experience, but some of those things we can take care of and we need to take care of, and I hope to not see them tonight.
Exactly, yeah. That was one thing we had talked about, that some of those miscues that we saw a couple of weeks ago when guys were getting into spots for the first time, you didn't want to see them. Last week, I think some of them pop up, but have you been seeing that continual improvement and just that continue to want to from these guys each week?
Yeah, the want to is definitely there. I'd say that some of those issues are going to resurface probably because there's more rotation. Different guys are going to be in there tonight. But, some of that stuff you can deal with. But we should know what the snap count's on and where we're lining up on all three phases, not just offensively, but defensively and special teams. If they're not sure where they're lining up, they're not very confident and they're not going to play very fast. So we're trying to slow down the game a little bit for them and see how that works.
I know there's a lot of weapons on the other side, but looking at Sheldon tonight, what are kind of some of the keys, the things you guys hope to accomplish out there against the Irish?
They're going to throw the ball around a little bit. Obviously, they're going to throw a lot of screens, things like that. And, obviously that's kind of been our Achilles heel a little bit is our pass defense. And so obviously that's a concern. There's not really a spot with them where you can say, hey, we're going to take this away. I mean, they're a number one team in the state for a reason. And they got kids on their team. I don't even know what their names are. I mean, they just moved in, but you know what? Credit that to the Sheldon coaching staff and their program is makes good athletes with good players, and good things happen.
All right, Coach. Best of luck to you guys out there tonight.
All right, thank you.
And that is head coach Dave Heiberger joining us here in the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Again, let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. The marching band's out on the field, and they are supposed to be. Don't worry, this isn't a Cal Stanford type of thing. The Indians are getting ready to take the field. Sheldon will be coming out here soon. We've got the coin toss and the start of our game coming up in just a moment. We'll take another break. When we come back, a quick check on the keys to tonight's game, and we get ready to go. Roseburg and Sheldon coming up in just a few on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Back here at Finlay Field as we wrap up our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. A quick couple of looks at some keys to tonight's game for Roseburg as they welcome in the Sheldon Irish. Sheldon coming in ranked number 4 in the OSA RPI rankings, number 1 in the coaches poll, led by senior quarterback Brock Thomas. Last year he had a great game against Roseburg, 338 yards through the air, 203 yards on the ground. Obviously he's going to be the engine that makes things go, and if Roseburg hopes to slow him down, it's going to start there, trying to control him. And I think tonight the big key to the game for Roseburg will be discipline. not allowing extra yards via penalty, knowing your role out there on the defensive side to try and slow down this Sheldon offense, which is one of the best in the state. And then on the offensive side of the ball for the Tribe, it's going to be about knowing what your responsibilities are, what your duties are, and again, just being disciplined, trying to take advantage of the game plan from the coaches. It's just trying to play basic, simple football tonight for Roseburg and see where that takes them against the Sheldon Irish. We come back with the kickoff to our ball game. They're going to flip the coin here in just a second. We'll have the results of that for you coming up as we wrap things up tonight. That is your Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Kickoff is next on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google-certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to. By hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations. Top of the Hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Copy. We welcome you back for the opening kickoff to the ball game, and it's an onside kick attempt by Roseburg as Sheldon won the toss, elected to receive, and it's Isaac Peters that jumps on the football. The Irish will have great field position to start out tonight's ball game as they bring the offense onto the field from their own 42-yard line. Welcome in, everybody. Joey Kieran with you here tonight from Finlay Field. An onside kick attempt by Roseburg. They're going deep into the playbook tonight to try and pull off something special against the number one team in the state. Three-man front for the Tribe. Up along the front line, no tight end. Two targets either side for Brock Thomas, the senior quarterback, in shotgun with Grafton Robinson, the running back, to his right. The first snap of the ball game, a quick pass out into the flats on the right side. The quick strike to Zach McEwen, the senior, 5'11", 165 pounds. It takes it into Roseburg territory on the first play of the game. The pass for Thomas, goes to the 47 on the other side of the 50 into Roseburg territory, and that'll be a pickup of 11 yards through the air for Brock Thomas, connecting with McEwen, and it's a first down of the ball game for the Irish. They'll set up on the right hash mark. The center, Carl Harward, will look between his legs for the shotgun snap. Roseburg trying to show some pressure. They'll blitz from the right side. They swing it out into the flats. The right side of the field for the Irish. In and out of the hands of Cade Welch, the senior wide receiver. He couldn't hang on to that one. Incomplete pass will make it 2nd down and 10. For the Irish, up along the front line, Tanner Thomas, a senior, Michael Urias, a junior, Carl Harward, a senior, Ryan Yakovich, a senior, and Noah Snyder on the right side of that line. Snyder is a senior up there as well. This 5-man front, very experienced, very good. Pistol formation, handed off to Robinson, will use his speed, gets to the outside, has great blocking on 2nd and 10. Looks like he'll move the chains, finally forced out of bounds. Landon Hodges getting in there with Tyler Reitman to make the stop, forcing Robinson out of bounds, but a player is down for Roseburg on the play. Roseburg is thin tonight. That's Brody Robinson that is injured, slow to get up. Roseburg is limited. They are without Jordan White. They are without Tiger Black tonight. A couple of guys that unfortunately are in street clothes. I talked to both of them, and they were upset they're missing this one. This was a game they wanted to be a part of, and unfortunately they'll be on the sideline for it. The ball went to the Roseburg 30, makes it a pickup of 17 on the first carry of the night for Grafton Robinson. Robinson comes in this season 194 yards on the ground. He's got 4 touchdowns. He's also had 6 receptions for 191 yards and 3 touchdowns. Last year he had 2 scores against Roseburg in what was an epic battle between these two teams 1 year ago. It was the game for the conference title a year ago, and we were treated to a special one. Robinson is going to try and run off the field on his own, and he slows up a little bit. It looks like a right leg injury as he'll limp to the sideline. He's doing most of it under his own power, but obviously already thin this season for Roseburg, and they cannot afford to lose too many more guys. I believe coming in to the game for Robinson was Jace Wilder that'll take over defensively. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Irish. 11-12 to go here in the first quarter. Opening drive of the ball game. Thomas in shotgun with Robinson to his left. Doesn't even look that way. Quick pass out in the flats. This is Luke Layton. He tries to spin away from the first man, and there's more to come. Help Boston Williams, who comes in and makes the stop at the 24-yard line on the pass completion. A pickup of 6 through the air for Thomas as he connects for the first time with the senior Luke Layton. Layton, a college-bound player, it looks like, with offers from Air Force, Army, and Portland State. 3 touchdowns this season on 8 catches coming into the matchup. 2nd down and 4. Fake the end around, pass out into the flats. There's a man out there with a blocker, ran right into the back of him. Luke Layton, I'm not sure what he thought was going to happen there, ran right in the back of his teammate Tatum Tuioti, who is a new man on this Sheldon roster. He will head to the sideline here. Tuioti was out there blocking and actually had taken out a couple of Roseburg defenders, and Layton ran right into the back of him. He didn't have enough yardage, though, at the time to pick up the 1st down as he gets 5 out of that one. 2nd catch of the night for Layton. They'll move him in in motion again. Give it to him. No, excuse me, not Layton. This is the end around, making the first man miss. Taken down by his ankles. It's Hodges that comes up to make the stop on Welch, who gets the carry on the end around and moves the chains. It'll be 1st down inside the 10, down to the 7 for the Irish. And they are moving the football here to start out our ball game. That is a 12-yard run by Cade Welch on the ground. Quickly into their formation for the Irish. Thomas lifts the right leg, waiting for the shotgun snap. Roseburg trying to show some pressure off the edges. They've got the 4-man front now. Reitman is the lone linebacker in the middle. Fake the handoff. Thomas runs left side. Things open wide up for him. And into the end zone. Sheldon will take the first score on a run by Brock Thomas from 7 yards out. And it's 6-0. The Irish are in front. A touchdown run. Again, a 7-yarder. And puts the Irish in front first. They'll go for the 2-point conversion. not the 2-point. They'll go for the PAT. The kick is up, and it sneaks in through the uprights by Rocco Graziani. Make that Graziano. The sophomore is now 27 for 29 on PATs. 9:39 to go in the first period, and it is Sheldon 7, Roseburg nothing. The Indians getting the ball for the first time on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Copy. Yes, please. Thank you. One possession in the books, 7 plays for the Irish, and they eat off 2 minutes and 21 seconds as they put the first touchdown on the board on a 7-yard run by Brock Thomas. Graziano will kick it away deep. It'll go to the goal line and in, where it is received by Caden Eckel. He will not get the chance at the return as that ball just goes in to the end zone. So Roseburg will start with the ball out at their own 20-yard line. Here comes the offense, and we'll wait to see who's quarterback. They've been switching between Brogan Rackley and Jace Wilder, and it'll be Jace Wilder that gets the start here tonight. Wilder, the senior, 6'1", 190 pounds last week, in his first real full-time duty at quarterback, 3 for 15 through the air, 53 yards, had 1 interception. He ran 5 times for 12 yards and had a score. Wilder will set up in shotgun. He's got Eckel, the junior running back, to his left, and he'll turn and hand it off to him. Eckel's going to run right side. He finds a seam to slip right through. Shifty little back. He doesn't stand over the tops of the big guys, and he's able to find a seam on the right side, and Eckel will get his way out to the 24-yard line, a pickup of 4 yards on the carry. First one of the night for Caden Eckel. He comes in with 191 yards on the ground so far this season, averaging 63 a game, still looking for his first score of the year. We'll get you more of the starters. They'll go with the tight end. That is Caden Luther, sets up on the left side. He acts as an extra blocker as Eckel stays on his feet, got spun around, and just his balance, which is so good. I've seen the social media posts. The kid works so hard on his core muscles and his balance, and that time got spun around, knocked a little bit off axis, but was able to keep his feet underneath him and kept pushing forward. And while he was backpedaling, he gets out to the 25, picks up just 1 on that carry, and makes it 3rd down and 5. No Tiger Black tonight up on that front line. We'll get a run through on some of those offensive linemen to figure out who all is up there. Shotgun snap for Wilder. Fakes the handoff, looking to pass, looking to his left. Has a man open in the flats. It's caught, but it'll be short of the first down. Out there in the flats, that was Byron Irvin, a sophomore, getting his first catch of the year. Had to go up to get it. They had him wide open. If he catches that in stride with his feet underneath him, he probably has the first down. Unfortunately, the pass was high, had to go up to get it, and he comes down just 2 yards shy. The ball out to the 28-yard line on the completion for Wilder. And the punt unit will come out. No Tiger Black, who has been punting for Roseburg. Instead, they will send out Jace Wilder to do the kick. Good snap. No, he's going to throw for the fake, and he gets it out in front, and it is caught. The tight end, Luther, is there for it. But a penalty flag is out back at the line of scrimmage. Roseburg with the fake, and unfortunately, it looks like it's coming back. They had him fooled. They were 2 yards shy. So it's going to be an illegal formation against Roseburg. It's going to back him up. Dang. They had the first down on the fake, but just shoot themselves in the foot there. Pulling out all the stops here for the Tribe. The ball goes back to the 23-yard line on the Roseburg penalty. And now it'll be a new man back there. That was a fake. He could probably only run once because it'll be Jacob Michael back there to kick. Gets it through the outstretched arms of the defense. It'll land at the 44-yard line and take a Roseburg roll down to the 30, inside to the 29. So not a bad punt there for Michael. His first of the season, I do believe. And with 7:31 to go in the first quarter, Sheldon will have the ball for their second time. And, there's a penalty flag out on the far side of the field. It's a false start on Roseburg, and they're going to make them kick it again. Well, dang it. So they'll back him up again. Roseburg now back at their own 18-yard line. And they'll try the punt once again. Sheldon almost got home to it last time. Michael gets the snap, gets the kick away. I don't see any laundry this time. The return man falls down for Sheldon, tries to chase it down, won't get it, and Roseburg will actually get him pinned even deeper this time. The ball inside the 30. They'll spot it still at the 29. So ends up being the same, although had to kick it about 5 extra yards there, and it took another 10 seconds off the scoreboard. So Roseburg finally punts it away, and Sheldon will have it at their own 29-yard line. 7:21 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 Sheldon. Tonight's game is brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. So here come the Irish. Thomas in shotgun with Robinson to his left. They're going to run it that direction. Thomas keeps it himself. The quarterback, following his blockers, just travels to the numbers on the far side of the field, and he picks up 10 yards out to the 40. They'll give him 11 as they do put him right on top of the 40-yard line. So 11 yards on the carry for Brock Thomas. This season, Thomas on the ground, 184 yards coming into the matchup, 3 rushing touchdowns. Was definitely a candidate for Southwest Conference Player of the Year last year, but was beat out for the award by Colton Marsters. Those two quarterbacks dueled it out in this game last year. That was a lot of fun. Handed off to Robinson up the middle, made the first man move with a miss with a swim move. Now he's out in the open field. A stiff arm gets him free. He's down to the 30, a stutter step, and he's taken out of bounds by Hodges on the near sideline. He'll flip the field as he takes it into Roseburg territory. Grafton Robinson with a run of 30 yards. So the Irish are moving once again 2 plays. And so far, they have gone 41 yards. 6:37 and counting here in the first quarter. In shotgun is Thomas. Parrish, one of the linebackers, showing. Reitman also, as they try to attack that left guard area. Long hold on the snap count. Now rushing to his left is Thomas, going to throw on the run. Has his man. It's caught and out of bounds. Hanging on for dear life out there. The Roseburg defender. That is Wilder, that's able to get his fingertips and hang on and force the receiver out of bounds. Out there on the far side. I believe that was Welch on the catch. Takes him down to the 14-yard line. Pickup of 16 through the air for Thomas, connecting with Welch for the first time. They'll set up in shotgun. Welch alone on the left side of the formation. Layton and McEwen on the right side. That is Zach McEwen. Long wait on the snap. Now they'll run a multiple option play, get it to Tatum to Tuioti, and he will take it. They faked the handoff to Robinson. It was an option play. Robinson was going with the stretch play out around the tackles, then looping back in from kind of a tight end position was Tuioti, and they go with the shovel pass forward by Thomas, and he takes it down inside the 5, down to the just about the 4-yard line. Not quite enough for a first down, and that will go down as a pass play to Tuioti. And it goes down as 9 yards. In shotgun again is Thomas. 5:42. He's going to run it left side, and he is in. Uses the speed to get to the goal line, and it's another touchdown run for Brock Thomas. And Thomas will get his second of the night and makes it a 13-0 lead for the Irish pending the extra point. And he just followed the blockers. Things opened up on the left side, and before Roseburg could get a hand on him, he was crossing the goal line. It'll be Graziano again for the PAT. The kick from the right footer is up and good. And so it is 14-0. Sheldon in front with 5:38 to go in the first quarter. Take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Two touchdown runs so far tonight for Brock Thomas. He has the Irish out to a 14-0 lead over Roseburg. Joey Keyran here with you. Along with me, Carter Stedman helping out here in the booth tonight with the video production. Back in the studio, Brenton Cranford, the crew for you here tonight. Kickoff away from Graziano. That will go to the 6-yard line for Eckel. Racing up the middle, he gets across the 17-yard line and is taken down. Before he can get quite to the 20, they will give him the 20-yard line. He was able to fall forward a bit there. So Eckel will get about a 14-yard return on the kickoff, and will set up Roseburg once again at the 20-yard line. Almost pulled off the fake punt on their first drive, but got penalized for a illegal formation, and the penalty wiped out their fake play. Roseburg will bring things out with Jace Wilder in pistol with Eckel behind him. Two receivers just to the left side of the formation, right behind the guard and tackle. And they pitch it to run that way. Eckel is going to get to the 20, bounces it outside, gets to the sideline, and he is tossed into the sideline by the defense. Coming up to make the play was Nico Clem, the junior. Will make the tackle and force Eckel out of bounds, but Caden Eckel picking up to the 26-yard line, a pickup of 6 for the junior. He's been able to find a little bit of space. Second down and 4 for Roseburg. Again, they go with that similar formation, this time on the opposite side, and they run away from it. Things open up for Eckel, and he gets up towards the 45-yard line. A big play there for Caden Eckel to bust loose, and Sheldon probably thought they had an idea of what Roseburg was going to run based off the previous formation, and the Roseburg coaching staff sets them up perfectly as they run the opposite side of those two kind of wing backs almost, as the receivers coming in to act as extra blockers, and they run opposite of it, and that opens up things for Eckel. His carry takes him all the way out to the 45-yard line. That's a pickup of 19 on the ground for Caden Eckel. Eckel in shotgun again. They give it to, he's back there with Wilder in shotgun. They give it to him, and Sheldon will stop him for a gain of just 1 yard. Sheldon, as the whistles were getting blown, had about 4 defenders wrapping up Caden Eckel, and they kind of kept pushing. Eckel, I think, took a bit of offense to that. Didn't like how many guys were on him after the whistle. A little bit of jawing back and forth. Another carry. Eckel up to 5 already in the ball game. 4:26 and counting. Right now it's a 14-0 lead for the Sheldon Irish. Second down and 9. Rolling to his right. Wilder out in space. Will make a throw. Ill-advised with a man around his ankles, but he does get the throw away. And he will survive giving up a sack. It'll be third down and 9. First incompletion for Wilder. He had Tatum Tuioti around his ankles. And, man, that is not a guy you want to see in the open field in the backfield. Tuioti, the leading tackler for this Sheldon defense, already 15 and a half tackles for loss this season, 8 sacks. That young man who is committed to go to Oregon, where his dad is a defensive line coach for the Ducks. That young man has had quite the senior season in his first year in Eugene. Roseburg sets up the heavy formation to the right side. They will try to run opposite of it. Sheldon sniffs it out a bit, but trying to cut back the other way is Eckel. He weaves across the 50, gets taken down, laying him out. For Sheldon was Josh Merriman, one of their other big-time tacklers, and Eckel takes that ball to the Sheldon 48-yard line. On the run, that is a pickup of 6 for Eckel, and it sets up fourth down and short, and a timeout taken before the next play. It'll be by the Irish. Roseburg trying to go hurry up to see if they can get the fourth down conversion, and Sheldon wants to talk about it. We'll go ahead and keep it right here as we're 3:50 to go in the first quarter. Right now 14-0, but Roseburg threatening downfield as they move into Sheldon territory for the first time tonight. This evening's broadcast is brought to you by Dr. Alanson Randall. They're accepting new patients, so if you're in need of new dentist services, give them a call at 541-378-6694. Tonight's game also brought to you by Western Oregon Jewelers and by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And don't forget tonight's video stream online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. It'll be fourth down, and Roseburg looks like they've left the offense on the field. They go with the heavy formation to the left, trying to get the defense to jump. Almost got somebody. Sheldon staying on sides. It's fourth down and 3. Roseburg letting the clock play down, staring to the sideline. And Heiberger's waiting for the back judge to give the signal on when this clock is about to go. He's holding up his hand, hold. He's waiting for the back judge to give the signal on the play clock. They were trying to wear him down, see if anybody would jump. At that point, I don't think they would. Roseburg will take a timeout as well. We'll go ahead and get in one quickly here. A 30-second break. It is 14-0, Sheldon in front here in the first quarter on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller? When businesses were local and gave back to the community? At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Roseburg out of the timeout. We'll still have the offense on the field. One target to the right side. They're going to pitch it to the left with the blockers out there for Eckel, trying to use his speed. He's tracked down from behind. There's a penalty flag out on the far side of the field away from the play. Eckel got to the 45-yard line, which could be right on top of the line to gain. He might have had it tracked down behind by Tatum Tuioti. There's also Mana Tuioti, a sophomore linebacker, brothers. We'll see what the penalty flag is here. It looks like he probably got the first down, the ball at the 45. That would have been good enough. Waiting on the call from our Whitecap. And it's a hold against Roseburg. They're going to shoot themselves in the foot again with another penalty, their third of the night. On fourth down, they have converted twice, and both times they've had a penalty. And so they'll back them up with the 10-yard penalty. It goes back to their own 42-yard line. So that 10-yard penalty there wipes out the 3-yard run by Eckel that would have given them a first down. And the punt unit will come out. It's Michael to kick it away, the sophomore right footer. Gets a boot behind it. A good kick. Back to the 25 for the return man for Sheldon, but things are wide open up the middle. He's got speed. Now he's got blockers. Only 2 men to beat. One of them's Luther, and Luther will make the touchdown-saving tackle out at the 23 on the far side of the field. No laundry out as far as I can tell, and Sheldon will have great field position in Roseburg territory to start out this drive. The return man was Zach McEwen, and he sets up Sheldon with 3:29 to go in the first quarter, deep into Roseburg territory. Well, they're walking it back here. Where did I miss the penalty flag somewhere? It's a hold against Sheldon on the return. The foul looks like it was, I think, at the 46, Roseburg's half of the field. So they'll back him up to the 44 on the other side. So they get to the Roseburg 46, and Sheldon has their first penalty of the night. They get backed up to their own 44-yard line. And that's where they will start out this next drive. Thomas back out there for the Sheldon offense with Grafton Robinson to his left. Again, Roseburg showing with their 2 linebackers. They will send Parrish looking to pass over the middle. Ooh, big stick coming up. Making the hit there was Irvin, the sophomore. A big stick. The catch was made, though, by Layton. And it moves the chains into Roseburg territory down to the 44. A pickup of 12 through the air for Thomas as it connects with Layton for a third time. I was just on it immediately was Irvin, and he made a great open field tackle. Snap from the right hash mark, passing near side. It is caught, diving forward out of bounds, knocked out. On the near sideline with the catch, Isaac Peters. And Peters will move it to the 35, close to the first down marker. That's a 9-yard gain. 68 yards so far for Thomas through the air. Second down and a yard, and Sheldon has just been connecting on pretty much every play so far. Just one incompletion for Thomas. He's been making the smart, easy throws and getting the ball to his men in open territory. 2:55, the clock stopped as the tackle made out of bounds. Harward, the center, shotgun snap, dropping back to throw, looking deep downfield. Pressure comes, hit from behind, throws as he is going down. Thomas will get it away to save the sack, but it was Nick Parrish that got him from behind, and it'll be third down and a yard. The ball goes back to the 35-yard line. Second incompletion of the night for Thomas. He had some time in the pocket, but Roseburg with some pressure able to get to him. Made him move out of the pocket and almost got him before he threw the ball away. It'll be third down and a yard. 2:45 as a crescent moon stares down on us here. Nighttime falling on Roseburg. Lights taking full effect here at Finlay Field. Ball on the right hash mark. They go with a big body in the backfield, stepping around him, coming up to make the tackle. What a play by Boston Williams. Unfortunately, Brock Thomas only needed a yard, and so he got plenty. But they moved one of their linemen into the backfield. Josh Merriman wears number 76. He was in as a fullback to help block for Thomas, and Boston Williams had no problem getting around him. Problem was, Thomas, with his speed and his strength, able to carry Williams for a couple of extra yards, gets it down to the 34. Excuse me, the 29. It was a pickup of 6 for Brock Thomas. He'll look to pass to the left side, into the flats. It's caught by Layton. He misses one man, and now it's a race to the front pylon, and he's in. A 29-yard touchdown strike as Sheldon will add to their lead. First TD pass of the night for Brock Thomas, connecting with Layton. That one comes from 29 yards out, and that will be Graziano for the extra point. And Sheldon not taking any prisoners here tonight. 2:08 to go in the first, and they're already up 3 scores. The extra point coming. Kick is up, And did it sneak in? It does. Inside the left upright. Graziano puts it through. 21-0. Sheldon in front with 2:08 to go in the first. This is Roseburg football on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
From a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Sheldon needed a minute 21 as they would go 56 yards and finish it off with a 29-yard touchdown pass from Brock Thomas to Luke Layton. And they take the 21-0 lead here in the first quarter. Kickoff away by Graziano. It's going to go down to the 7-yard line for Eckel. Going to follow blockers to the right side. Things open up for him. He'll use speed. Graziano there to try and track him down. A high tackle as he goes out. And Eckel, when he's found space tonight, he's been able to use that speed to get free. Eckel gets out to the 37-yard line for Roseburg, their best starting position of the night. But a man is down on the field for Sheldon. Trevor Bivens is laying out on the field, and the trainers will come out to check in on him. While we've got a break in the action real quick, let you know that tonight's game is brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Taking a look at some of your other matchups going on around the Umpqua Basin tonight. A final from earlier this afternoon, a 3 o'clock kickoff. Days Creek taking on number 3 Powers, 69-6. The final there is Powers beating the Wolves in that 6-man football game. In the 3A classification, South Umpqua, ranked number 4 in the latest coaches poll, is on the road for the first time this season. They're taking on St. Mary's down in Medford. St. Mary's receiving votes in the latest coaches poll, but not in the top 10. Sutherland's on the road at Coquille tonight. That's a game you can catch on I-101 FM. Dan Bain is broadcasting that one for you there. And the Bulldogs are looking for their second consecutive win. The Douglas Trojans are trying to win their third consecutive game. Douglas is at home tonight in Winston. They actually kicked off a little early. They were at 6 o'clock start time tonight. They're hosting Lakeview, and that could be a golden opportunity for the Trojans to get their third consecutive win. Number 3 ranked Oakland is out at Glide tonight, and that could be a fun matchup there. Big one here in 9-man football. The War Eagles of Yoncalla North Douglas are hosting Rogue River tonight. That'll go a long way toward deciding some of the standings in the league, and that means playoff spots as well. Number 10 ranked Camas Valley is at Chiloquin tonight for some 8-man football. Also in 6-man football, big matchup in Glendale tonight. This one is one that I think would be a lot of fun to be at. Glendale, ranked number 7, is hosting Elkton, which fell out of the top 10 after last week. But those are 2 of the top 6-man programs here in our region squaring off tonight down in Glendale. And Riddle's got a non-league matchup at Mapleton going on tonight as well. And out of the Pac-12, we've got number 15, Washington, is on the road in Pasadena down at the Rose Bowl. You got a score update on that one there? I'm pulling it up here. I'll get it here in just a sec. Let's see here. Oh, they start at 7:30, so they're just getting underway. We haven't been on the air that long just yet. All right. The injured player, Bivens, will make his way to the sideline. Walking there under his own power, has his helmet off. They'll look at him further on the sideline on the bench. Roseburg will have the football at their own 37-yard line, their best starting position of the night, trying to work into Sheldon territory again. While they're looking to pass on first down, a lot of time back there, but he can't find anybody. Finally, as he's getting wrapped up, gets it to Eckel, and Eckel trying to outrace the defense. Somebody got just a hand on his foot, and that was enough as he stumbles to the ground. Couldn't stay up this time, and Eckel will lose yardage, but boy, a tough play there from Jace Wilder as he got that pass away as he was getting wrapped up by the defense. Roseburg will take it back to the 36. They lose 1 yard on the completion. They'll set up in this power formation. The tight end on the left side, that's Luther. Then 2 wide receivers behind him. That is Harrison and Williams. They'll hand it off and try and run opposite of it. Doesn't fool Sheldon, but able to stay up and stay out of tackles is Eckel. And Sheldon is just having a real hard time bringing him down tonight. Credit Caden Eckel with a huge effort this evening to stay out of tackles and stay on his feet. He gives Roseburg a chance at 3rd and short. He gets it out to the 46-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 1. A pickup of 10 on the carry by Caden Eckel. Can Roseburg move the chains here and keep this drive going? Under a minute to go in the first 40 seconds. Roseburg trailing 21-0. Power to the right side. Pistol formation for Wilder. They give it to Eckel running up the middle. Did he get enough? Needed the 47, and they're not going to give him past the line of scrimmage. He will gain nothing, and Roseburg will have 4th and a yard. And they may just take this down to the end of the first quarter. 16 seconds to go as the clock is running. Wilder heads out to the huddle on 4th down and a yard. They may break it and see if they can get Sheldon to jump before the snap or before the clock runs out. 5 seconds to go. Wilder in shotgun. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and the first quarter comes to an end. 21-0 our score at the end of 1. Roseburg will be facing 4th down and a yard when we come back. Take a 60-second timeout. This is Roseburg football on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
.12 minutes on the clock to start the second quarter. Roseburg facing 4th down and a yard. The offense still out there as they try to go for it. Stacking the boxes, Sheldon, and it's a keeper for Wilder, and he won't get it. Sheldon came up. They knew that Roseburg was going to try to run between the tackles, and the Irish just load up the box and give nowhere to go for Jace Wilder, the quarterback keeper. It goes for a loss, and Roseburg will turn it over on downs. The ball will get placed at the Roseburg 43, it looks like. So that was a loss of 3 on the carry by Wilder. Turnover on downs, and the Sheldon Irish will come back out. Only 5 seconds off the clock here in the second quarter. Sheldon has the football at the Roseburg 43 on the right hash mark. They go with a bunch formation to the left of the line. Fake the handoff to Robinson. Give it on an in around. Welch going far side. He's weaving his way through traffic. A penalty flag is out. It's a foot race in the secondary. A stiff arm trying to stay up. Welch will do it. He'll get into the end zone. But a penalty flag is out back at the line of scrimmage. With all the weaving and turning and direction of that play, I got a feeling this one might be coming back, and Brock Thomas is back there by the penalty flag. He knows it too. It is holding on Sheldon. So the Irish will get penalized from their 41-yard line. So that'll wipe off what would have been a 43-yard touchdown run by Cade Welch. From the spot of the foul, they'll get moved back to their own 49-yard line. It was a nice run by Welch, weaving through traffic. Great play design. Gave him a ton of options in the backfield. And with all the speed, it's hard to account for everybody on the Sheldon team. but they just got caught holding. And that'll back him up to the 49-yard line on the Irish half of the 50. So it'll be first down. And 18. First down and 18 for Sheldon. Just their second penalty of the night. Thomas in shotgun. Three-man front for Roseburg. Trying to show some pressure. They'll send some, but taking off with it is Thomas. He's into the secondary. He makes one-man miss, stays on his feet. Now down inside the 15. Tackled forward inside the 10. And boy, that guy just has some fantastic breakaway speed. No penalty flags out this time. A lineman is a little limpy after that one. Tanner Thomas will make his way to the sideline as they'll bring in somebody new for Sheldon. The run goes down to the 9-yard line for Thomas. So let's see here. That would be 42 yards on the carry for Brock Thomas. His longest run of the night. He's got 71 yards total. Thomas will set up in shotgun with Robinson to his left. 2 targets to the left side as well. Fake the handoff, looking to pass to the end zone. Hit as he throws. Penalty flag is out, but the catch is made. Tatum Tuioti with the touchdown grab. Where that penalty is, I think it could be a roughing the passer penalty. And so Sheldon's going to take the touchdown and probably get some yardage on the upcoming kickoff. A touchdown by Sheldon. What a throw and catch. It is a personal foul. It's a hit to the helmet by Roseburg, so that'll be assessed on the kickoff. Touchdown pass and 9 yards for Brock Thomas. And he connects with Tuioti in the end zone. And they will go for the extra point here with Graziano kicking to our left now for the Irish. Trying to make it a 28-0 lead here in the second quarter. Kick is away. And good. 28-0, 10:59 to go in the first half of this one. Sheldon in front. And if you're a Roseburg fan paying attention, look, we knew it was going to be an uphill climb here tonight against the number 1 team in the state, who has had a lengthy winning streak against Roseburg. Unfortunately, right now, Sheldon is putting it on it, but we're not alone in that case. Sheldon has done this to a lot of teams. Last week, Sheldon was up 62-0 at halftime against McNary last week. So 28-0 doesn't feel so bad when you put it into that perspective. Second touchdown pass of the night for Brock Thomas. First catch, or make that the second catch of the night for Tuioti, and they've both been 9-yarders. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that is the first touchdown reception of the season for Tuioti, the transfer in. With 2 touchdowns tonight, Brock Thomas is up to 14 total on the year. Yep, first touchdown of the season for Tatum Tuioti. Kickoff is away with that penalty. Sheldon was kicking from way up. They kick it out of the back of the end zone. Roseburg will have the touchback and start at their own 20. Starts with 10:59 to go here in the second quarter. Tonight's contest brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. Roseburg will have the ball at their own 20. It is Wilder still out there at quarterback. Looking to pass, has some time, going to go deep downfield into double coverage. Jumble, that one was juggled around just a bit. Peters and McEwen, Zach McEwen, both in the vicinity, neither able to come down with it. The pass, I believe, intended for Boston Williams. A little dangerous pass there for Jace Wilder into coverage. It'll be second down and 10. 10:53. Coming up at halftime, we'll take a look at scores from other games around the region. We ran through the schedule here tonight. Try and get some score updates. If you've got scores of games going on around the area, hit us up on the 541 radio app and let us know. Bad snap picked up by Wilder, hands it off to Eckel, and in the backfield was Tuioti. Nowhere to go for the Tribe after the snap was a little awry, and they just tried to make something out of it, and it did not go anywhere. Loss of yardage back to the 16. That's a loss of 4. Third down and 14 for Roseburg. 10:22 to go. Just the second time the Tribe have been here at home this season. And the first game they played here got canceled at halftime due to the smoke. Rolling to his right, moving the pocket while they're looking downfield. He's going to take off the run. He gets back to the 20 and gets tackled forward. Not a bad run, but after getting backed up after the poor snap, that was a tough distance to try and make up just on his feet. And Wilder did a good job of getting it to the 23-yard line, but it's not enough. That'll be a pickup of 7 on the ground for Jace Wilder. And it'll be fourth down and 7 for Roseburg. And the punt unit will come out. Michael, he's already had a couple of big punts here tonight. Will be kicking from his own 10-yard line. Gets a boot away. It's a line drive, wobbly kick, though. It does take a good Roseburg roll and will settle on Sheldon's half of the field at the 46-yard line. So not a bad punt. Looked ugly, but it works out. And Roseburg will back up Sheldon onto their own half of the field with 9:16 to go in the first half. The Irish not too deep in their own territory, but they're on their side of the field. Starting at their own 46. Leading 28-0. Tonight's ball game is brought to you by B&D Meats, located in Winston. And we want to say hello to our international listeners tonight. Tom Nelson, he's usually here doing PA. Right now he's spending time in Greece. Appreciate him chiming in and listening on 541radio.com tonight from across the world. They'll pitch it in the backfield to Robinson on the first down play. Grafton Robinson across the 50, tackled by Reitman. Tyler Reitman will take him down close to the first down marker on the 45 of the other half of the field. The run by Robinson good for 9 yards. Just his third carry of the night. He's got 56 yards total. Sheldon up along the front line. Tied into the right, that's Tuioti. Thomas in shotgun with Robinson to his right. 2 targets to the left, that's Layton and Welch. They're going to look back to Welch on the screen. The wide receiver bubble screen. Taking him on was Parrish. And Nick Parrish coming up to make a big stop. First down is there, but Parrish doesn't allow much more. The junior getting in there, getting significant time here tonight. And he makes a nice stop at the 38-yard line. So the pass play will go for 7. Second catch of the night for Welch. Fake the handoff to Robinson. Rolling to his right, Thomas. Time to set up. Throws on the run. Has a man deep downfield. Did he stay in? Did he get a foot down? No. The call is that he got carried out of bounds on the leap on the far side of the field. That one intended for McEwen out there. Zach McEwen turned back towards the line of scrimmage to make that catch, and as he falls out of bounds, he looked like he tried. I think he tried to get a foot down in bounds, but his momentum carries out across the far sideline, incomplete on what would have been a bomb down to about the 5-yard line. Incompletion stops the clock with 8:05 to go here in the first half. Sheldon will have second down and 10. On the left side of the formation, is Grafton Robinson out of the backfield, empty back set, 5 receiver set. Thomas with trips to his right side. Waits on the shotgun snap. He faked as if he was going to run. Throws over the middle. The slant route for the tight end or the slot is Layton. And he goes into the spin cycle. Got spun around by the first tackler. Stayed on his feet. Kept spinning all the way down to the 20. And that is where Roseburg's able to take him down. Coming in on the stop was Brogan Rackley. The pass completion moves the chains down to the 20. A pickup of 18. That is the 5th catch of the night for Layton. He's got 70 yards through the air. They'll set up with the tight formation on the right side. They'll give it off to Robinson running right side and uses the offhand to shove away a defender. Stays on his feet, just watching the white jerseys in front of him and patiently picking away his yardage inside the 15 down to the 11. It'll be 2nd down. Gets about 9 on the carry. Just the 4th carry of the night for Robinson. 7:09 to go in the first half. Shotgun for Thomas with Robinson to his left. They'll stack Tuioti as a wingback on the left side. Welch is spread out to that side. They're going to run the option, give it off to Robinson, stretches it to the far side of the field. At the 5, he gets tackled and out of bounds at the 4, but a penalty flag comes out. And I got a feeling that might be in the area of holding. There was a Roseburg defender trying to get to the outside edge and couldn't quite get away from the Sheldon defender, or the offensive man. And the signal initially is a penalty against the Irish, holding. And that is going to be the call. Sheldon will back up on the stretch play. Under 7 minutes to go here in the first half. So from the 11, they get backed up. It'll be 2nd down and 11 now. They've marked it right at the line of scrimmage, so they go back to the 21. 2nd and 11 here, 6:49 to go. Beautiful night. Sounds like a good student section down below us here tonight at Roseburg High School. A nice cheering section has shown up for the Irish as well. Plenty of green on the far sideline. Sheldon will set up 2nd and 11 in the pistol with Robinson 3 yards behind Thomas. He'll get the ball running up the middle, got back to the 20, and will carry a couple of defenders inside the 20-yard line. Doesn't pick up a whole lot. One of the guys in there is Dylan Bradfield, one of the linemen for Roseburg, helping to make that stop on Robinson as they take him down to the 17-yard line as well. They'll put it, a 4-yard gain for Grafton Robinson. And it's 3rd down for the Irish. Offset back in the backfield with Thomas looking to pass. All the linemen going with the cut block. Over the middle, wide open was Layton. There is a penalty flag back at the line of scrimmage, though, and I think Sheldon's coming back once again. The ball was at the 17. It was 3rd down and 7. The pass play went to the 1-yard line, but the penalty flag out might negate that play. Sheldon's walking back. It's a block below the waist by Sheldon, and I mean, you can see it on the plays. Not every pass play, but a lot of these pass plays, you've got all the Sheldon offensive linemen are laying on the ground as they went to attack at the legs on the pass play, trying to cut block on the defenders. And so they get called for the block below the waist on that one. There's a certain way you can do that, and I know it's been an emphasis with the game this year. I'm not going to try and quote the rule book to you, but whatever they did, they didn't do it legally. So the penalty by Sheldon moves them back to the 27-yard line. A loss of 10. It is now 3rd down and 17. Thomas looking to pass. Robinson stays in to block. He's flushed out to his left. Thomas throwing on the run to the end zone, has a man there, and it's caught. No, it's not. It's waved off. They say he couldn't hold on to it in the end zone. Cade Welch makes the leaping catch, goes to the turf, and he loses it as he does a somersault in the end zone. Comes up celebrating, and he does not get credit for the catch. And Sheldon will have 4th down and 17 from the Roseburg 27 after the incompletion. Welch got behind Rackley on the near side into the end zone, and that throw on the run by Thomas, that young man can sling it just a bit. And he had it perfectly there, but couldn't hang on to it. Was Welch. Do they go to him again to try and let him make up for it on 4th down and 17? Thomas fakes the handoff, fakes a reverse. Now looking to set up the screen. He'll get it to Robinson. Robinson slips the first man. He's at the 25, looking for blockers to help. He sprints down the far sideline, and he's going to get in. Touchdown, Sheldon. I don't see a penalty flag out this time. It's good. Roseburg looked like they had him in the backfield and then looked like they had him after the completion. But Sheldon just so quick and so dangerous. Robinson, he kind of bubbled out and just let his blockers get in front of him to help clear the path, and he found the sideline to the end zone. The touchdown from 27 yards out, and now the extra point. It's Graziano for the kick. Right foot is through, and it is now 35-0. Sheldon in front. Let's take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Third touchdown pass of the night for Brock Thomas. He's also got 2 rushing touchdowns. This time he connects with Grafton Robinson for the score on the screenplay. First catch of the night for Robinson. 27 up to 158 yards through the air for Brock Thomas tonight. And if Roseburg is unable to score in the first half, we'll get a running clock to start the second half. We've hit the 35-point mark. The running clock doesn't start until the second half, though, so no running clock just yet. Kickoff is knocked down at about the 7 by Eckel. He'll try to speed around the outside, but he can't get away. Joey Rubino coming up to make the stop. He gets Eckel short of the 15 at the 14-yard line, as Roseburg will be deep on their own side of the field as they bring the offense back out. 5:22 to go. Got the halftime show coming up. We'll recap the scoring in the first half, look at the statistics from the first half, and try and get you scores from other games. Again, if you are out at a high school football game and for some reason you're listening to us while you're there, we would love to hear some scores from other games around the region. So feel free to pass those along to us on the 541 radio app, or you can tweet at us 1490 The Score on Twitter. First down and 10. Wilder hands it off to Eckel, trying to run up the middle. He keeps pushing the pile. He gets out to the 19. Pickup of 5 on the ground for Caden Eckel, and that young man, just a junior this year. He has been a workhorse, but not what you want to see. He's limping. He has taken a lot of contact. He has grinded out a lot of yardage tonight. He is up to now 48 yards. He unfortunately got credit for the 4-yard loss on that bad snap on the last possession for Roseburg. He goes to the sideline limping. The trainer for Roseburg, Lindsey Darren, will check him out on the sideline. 4:41 and counting here in the first half. Roseburg has second down and 5. Nick Parrish will take over in the backfield for Eckel. Tied into the right side of the formation. Looking to pass. Wilder goes on the out route to the far side. Caught. Going upfield. Roseburg's got the first down as they move the ball to the 25. On the catch was Irvin. Irvin's got his second catch of the night. And he moves the chains as he gets it out to the 25. That's a pickup of 6. Through the air for Wilder. to Irvin. Had to ask who that young man was last week, as his jersey number wasn't right on the roster. Thankfully, the coaches for Roseburg were right there next to us in the booth, and we were able to clarify that. Looking to pass again is Wilder. Had a man open at first. It will get there to Irvin at the 40-yard line. Did he get there? Yeah, the official will give him the forward progress. Irvin got beyond the defense in the zone. He kind of sat down. I wasn't sure if Wilder would find him in time. He drops it over the linebacker, but there is a penalty flag out. Roughing the passer's the call against Sheldon. And so Roseburg will get the benefit of a penalty as well. They tack it on at the end of the play. A 15-yard completion to Byron Irvin. And then add on the penalty by Sheldon. And Roseburg will have the football at the Sheldon 45. 3:51 and counting here in the first half. Roseburg with a little bit of help and a little bit of momentum. They'll set up in shotgun. Parrish to the right of Wilder. One target. Austin spread to the right side. Bobble on the snap. Wilder's just going to take off and run it. Tucks it into his shoulder. And he will barrel his way forward. I thought he got more to the 42. They only give him credit to the 43. That is a pickup of 2 on the ground by Wilder. 3:20 ticking down here in the second quarter. Ball between the hash marks towards the right side. Just about out of that yellow circle at midfield that they use for the soccer dimensions here. Second down and 8. Wilder gives it off to Parrish. He runs left side. He drags a tackler for a couple extra yards. He gets to the 37. Nope, 38 is where they will give him the mark. And that is a gain of 5 on the ground for Parrish. Nick Parrish, a junior, taking over in the backfield for Eckel. He came in with 33 yards on the ground. That is his first carry for 5 yards. And I don't see Eckel anywhere near the trainer's table, so that could be a good sign. Yeah, there he is right there, hanging out by the coaches. They're giving him a breather. Hand off to Parrish again. He tries to duck under the defense, falling forward to the 36-yard line. He'll be a yard short of first down yardage, and it'll be 4th and a yard by the Tribe. Parrish picks up 2. Clock ticking down to 2 minutes to go. The offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to try it again on 4th down. We'll see if they can execute here on this down. Roseburg has gone for it a couple of times, and they should have had it a couple of times, but they haven't been able to convert. They'll move the tight end to the left side of the formation. They're going to move Irvin in motion, send him back out to the right. Still time on the play clock. The hand goes up, handed off. Parrish won't get out of the backfield. It's another turnover on down. Roseburg tackled for a 2-yard loss. The last man off the pile for Sheldon was Mana Tuiati. And the sophomore, second leading tackler, will make the stop. Turnover on down for Roseburg. 1:31 to go in the first half. Roseburg lost 2 on that carry for Parrish. And there is a penalty flag out on the near sideline. Roseburg was trying to call a timeout before the snap. And Coach Heiberger having his way with the officials here tonight, and he gets penalized for it. So Roseburg's going to give up yardage from the 38. From what we could catch on the crowd mic there, it sounds like Roseburg was trying to get a penalty, or a timeout called before the snap, and none of the officials gave it to him. So Roseburg, a penalty against them. Sheldon started at their own 38. A Roseburg penalty will move the ball to the Roseburg 49. Fake the handoff for Thomas, rolling to his right, goes on the 15-yard, that was not 15 yards, 7-yard pass, now a completion that will maybe go about 15 yards. As the catch was made by Layton. Sheldon hustling here. They get the first down to the 33-yard line. And it was a pickup of 16 for Layton. First down and 10. The ball at the Roseburg 33. Bunch formation on the right side. And now a timeout is called by Roseburg. Keep it right here as the Tribe will use their second timeout here in the first half. And Roseburg has 1:03 to defend to try and keep Sheldon off the board, already leading 35-0 here with a minute to go. Joey Kieran here with you. Tonight's ball game is sponsored by our friends over at Tim's Appliance and Mattress at the corner of Lane and South Stevens and Roseburg. 0% financing is always available. Tonight's contest also sponsored by Evergreen Family Medicine, serving residents of Roseburg and Myrtle Creek with 40 providers and adding coverage in Sutherland by April of 2023. Thomas and the Sheldon Irish will come back out. Brock Thomas around 174 yards through the air so far. He's got the 3 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. Following up what he did last year when he was here in Roseburg, he's doing it again here tonight. They've got the kicker, Graziano, over there practicing for a possible field goal attempt if needed. He's 0 for 2 on field goal tries so far this season. Move a man in motion. Snap it to Thomas. Looking to pass. Pressure comes. He steps up in the pocket. Has him open man open downfield, but he overthrows Isaac Peters. Peters had gotten free over the middle of the field, and Thomas, stepping up in the pocket, just overthrows him. Stops the clock with 57.6 seconds to go. Marching band is getting set and ready to go. They've got some interesting props this season. We have not gotten a chance to really see the marching band this year. We've been on the road so much. And the last time we were here, the game was called at halftime, and that kind of distracted everything from the halftime show. Second down and 10. Inside a minute to play in the first half. Pass out in the flats to Layton. He gets taken out of bounds here on the near sideline. Out inside the 25. It'll be right close to the first down marker. Down to the 23. And they will move the chains. Pickup of 10. Ball on the left hash mark. You mentioned earlier Tanner Thomas. We saw him limping to the sideline. He is back in the game, by the way. That's good news for the Irish. Fake the handoff. Pass out to the right side. This time it's caught by Zach McEwen. He's got blockers to the sideline at the 5. Diving for the pylon. He stepped out of bounds at the 2-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 21 through the air to McEwen. And it'll set up first and goal from the 2 with 44 seconds to go for Sheldon in the first half. Trying to add one more touchdown before the break. With 44 seconds to go, Thomas will set up in shotgun with Robinson to his left. He's got trips to the left side, McEwen, Layton, and Welch out there. High snap, bobbled around. Thomas will just pull it in. That was him and Robinson both kind of hot potato with that football. Neither wanted to pull it in. And finally, Thomas just yanked it out of midair. And as he does so, he gets taken down. A timeout is called with 28.5 seconds to go in the first half. Tackle for loss for Roseburg. Back to the 5-yard line. A loss of 3 for Thomas on that play. And for once in the first half, Sheldon a bit of a miscue there. Tonight's contest sponsored by Flyway Travel. You can contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue, or give them a call at 672-5701. Coming up at halftime, we will try and check in on some scores. I'm going to send out some text messages, see if I can get some updates from anybody. .30 seconds to go in this one out of the timeout by the Irish. take that off the scoreboard for those that are watching there online at 541radio.com. The video stream of Roseburg football this season is sponsored by the Cow Creek Tribe. So it'll be second down and goal from the 5. Get it all set up here out of the timeout. Thomas will be in shotgun at the 10 with Robinson 1 yard behind him, offset to the right. Shotgun snap. Fake the handoff. Robinson rolling, throwing right side. And it's a touchdown catch by Isaac Peters. He caught it right at the goal line and falls in for another 6. 41-0. Sheldon is in front with 24.9 seconds to go in the first half. That will be the 4th passing touchdown of the night for Brock Thomas. And he has found a different receiver every time. Graziano will come out to try the PAT. A right-footed kick is good. 24.9 seconds to go. We'll go ahead and take a quick 30-second timeout and come back with the conclusion of the first half from Finlay Field on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Luke Layton, Isaac Peters, Grafton Robinson, and Tatum Tuioti, all 4 receivers with a touchdown grab tonight from Brock Thomas, who has been looking good tonight. Thomas, the 4 passing touchdowns, also has run in 2. Kickoff away from Graziano from right to left on your radio dial. Going to go to the 5-yard line. The return is Austin. He finds the seam on the near hash mark and will take it out beyond the 20 to the 23-yard line. They keep Eckel on the sideline, and obviously that young man means a lot to this team, and I guess at this point they wanted to let somebody else get the chance to return that one. He was dinged up on a couple of series ago for Roseburg and has been on the sideline since. The ball will be spotted at the Roseburg 23-yard line. That'll be a pickup of about 18 on that return by Caden Austin. Roseburg's offense will come out. 18.5 seconds to go. Parrish will rush on late. I think he might have forgot that he was filling in for Eckel. 2 targets to the left side. Roseburg will try to get a play in here, maybe a couple before the end of the first half. Give it off to Parrish. He runs up the middle, gets to the 25. They'll mark him at the 26. He'll pick up 3. And that'll probably just wrap up this first half for the Tribe. Our score here at the break, 42-0. As the teams will head to the locker room. We will go ahead and take the break as well. At halftime, it's all Sheldon. 42-0 on top of Roseburg. Back after a 2-minute timeout with the start of our halftime show here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Mountain Mike's. pizza the way it ought to be.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to. By hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations. Top of the Hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Welcome in, everybody, to our halftime show here from Finlay Field. The Roseburg Marching Band getting ready to perform. We'll get you a chance once they get up and going, an opportunity to listen a little bit to that. 42-0 our score here at the break as Roseburg, they've done some positive things, some movement out there, but they are going up against just an absolute juggernaut in Sheldon this year. The Irish look every bit of a title contender this season. Those are words that were echoed by head coach Dave Heiberger earlier this week. The Sheldon team looks dangerous. They came in as the number one team in the latest OSAA coaches poll, and they are doing nothing to dissuade anybody from changing that idea here tonight. It is a 42-0 score at the break. It was Brock Thomas. We knew he'd be the guy to stop, and he has a big first half. He throws for 4 touchdowns, runs for 2 more. It was 21-0 at the end of 1. Thomas scored on the first drive of the game for Sheldon, a 7-yard run. He added a 5-yard run on the second drive for the Irish. Then on the third drive for Sheldon in that first quarter, he connects with Luke Layton for the touchdown pass from 29 yards out to make it 21-0 at the end of the first. In the second half, Sheldon has scored on every drive they've had the ball. Sheldon scores on their first drive of the second on a 9-yard pass play to Tatum Tuioti. Then it was Grafton Robinson with a 27-yard catch to make it 35-0. And then the last one of the first half was a 5-yard touchdown pass to Isaac Peters that made it 42-0. So far, let's see here, 6 for 6 on PATs for Rocco Graziano. That is your scoring recap here in the first half. We're going to pause for a moment and let you listen to the Roseburg High Marching Band here at halftime from Finlay Field. That is the Roseburg High Marching Band performing here at halftime. We've got to get in a break, but we will come back with more of the halftime show as we will take a look at individual statistics and team stats from the first half. When we come back, Roseburg trailing 42-0 at the halftime break against the Sheldon Irish on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller? When businesses were local and gave back to the community? At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
The marching band has us rocking out here tonight. They are out there playing one of the hits. All the kids know it. The student section's going crazy for the marching band performing at halftime here. Well, we are at the break taking a look at some stats from the first half of tonight's ball game. It has been one-sided, as the score would indicate. Our score at the break, 42-0. It is the Sheldon Irish leading against the Roseburg Indians so far here tonight. The numbers for Brock Thomas unofficially, 16 for 21 through the air, 210 yards and 4 touchdowns. He has completed touchdown passes to Luke Layton, who has 7 catches for 96 yards. 2 catches to Isaac Peterson, who has 14 yards and a 5-yard score. Also, Zach McEwen, 2 catches, 32 yards. 1 catch for Grafton Robinson, a 27-yard touchdown. 2 for Tatum Tuiati, who has 2 catches for 9 yards each, 18 yards total and a score. Also, Cade Welch, 2 catches for 23 yards tonight. On the ground, 68 yards for Brock Thomas. He's got 2 scores of 7 and 5 yards. And Grafton Robinson, 5 carries for 69 yards total. Cade Welch, 1 carry for 12. On the other side for Roseburg, 4 of 6 through the air, a good completion percentage, but unfortunately not for a ton of yardage. 23 yards through the air for Jace Wilder, who's been the only quarterback out there so far tonight for the Tribe. He is connected 4 of 6, 3 of those going to Byron Irving. The only other player with a touchdown, with a reception, was Cade Eckel. Eckel ended up going for a loss, as it was kind of a desperation play. Eckel with the 1 catch, -1 yard. Irving, 3 catches for 24. Eckel, though, on the ground, 10 carries for 48 yards. He's a 4.8 yard per carry average. It's not bad. He's been grinding out the yards, has a long of 19, but hasn't found a ton of space to go, and Roseburg hasn't just been able to get closer to the end zone to try and get anybody in. Wilder with 3 carries for 6 yards, and Nick Parrish came in towards the end of the first half after Eckel went out limping a little bit. He had 4 carries for 8 yards. That's a look at first half statistics. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of your scores from halftime. We'll be back with that when we return after a timeout here. This will be a 60-second timeout. We come back with a look at some of the scores and get you ready for the second half of tonight's ball game here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. The Roseburg cheer squad out there performing here at halftime as we get ready for the second half kick coming up here in just a little while. Taking a look at some scores that we've been able to receive here at the break. Checking in, number 4, South Umpqua is on the road for the first time this season at St. Mary's. The Lancers are leading 18-7, trying to stay undefeated on the season. They're on top of the Crusaders there at the break. I don't think I got one from that Sutherland game. And we'll see if maybe we can dig that one up. That's going on I-101 FM right now. And we'll see if we can maybe dig that one up for you here at some point, just on one of our sister stations. So Sutherland is at Coquille tonight. Douglas is hosting Lakeview. Oakland is on top of Glide at halftime, 46-0, the score at the break for that one. Yoncalla North Douglas is hosting Rogue River. Camas Valley is at Chiloquin tonight. A final from earlier in 6-man football. It was Powers defeating Days Creek 69-6. Glendale is hosting Elkton tonight, and Riddle is at Mapleton tonight as well. Score from a former opponent, Roseburg was hosting Nelson. They were trailing 14-12 at halftime, and the game was called due to smoke. Nelson right now, they're still undefeated on the year, and Nelson is leading Clackamas at halftime 21-19. That was a game that Roseburg was in. And, man, just kind of think of how things have changed from that point in the season. Really felt like Roseburg was starting to get on a roll, and the game was canceled. Then we've had some injuries and other things plaguing the tribe, and unfortunately it has been rough going since then. But Nelson leading 21-19 over Clackamas at halftime, a former opponent of Roseburg. North Medford and Grants Pass, a conference matchup there. North Medford leading Grants Pass 20-7 at halftime. And checking in on that college football game going on tonight, some Pac-12 action. 15-ranked Washington is at UCLA. The Huskies right now, Washington is leading 10-9. That's an interesting score in that one. Washington on top of the Bruins. Chip Kelly and the Bruins trying to take down that Washington team that has been pretty dangerous so far to start out this season. All right, that's a look at scores. Again, if you've got any scores you'd like to pass along, that would be great. We'd love to see them. And would be happy to pass those along to us here. We'll see if we can get a score on that Sutherland game. I'd be interested in that, and I'm going to be interested on any of them. Hit us up on the 541 radio app, or KSKR The Score is our Twitter handle there. And we'd love to see scores on Twitter and on the 541 radio app, because we like to pass those along. We're getting ready to go for the second half. Here's another one. South Medford is leading at 33-18 over Sprague. Sprague beating Roseburg last week. So there's another Southwest Conference opponent. Let's see here. Now I have to try and text back people scores. And text and type at the same time. Everybody came out of the locker room pretty early, it seemed like, and now, oh no. I thought, yeah, they always add on some extra time onto the clock at halftime, and now they're also switching the sides of the field. But according to the scoreboard, there's still 2.5 minutes to go before the second half is set to get underway. We might get a quick start. Now, we will have a running clock for the second half, so you know. Sutherland is trailing at Coquille, it looks like 33-6 is the score that I've been reported to me in that one. Not sure about what time in that game that is, but that's unfortunate. Sutherland looked like they maybe had a chance to try and find a way to get back-to-back wins, and unfortunately right now that's not looking in their favor out there. We will have scores posted to 541radio.com. Coming up tonight, we'll get those up online so that you can check out scores from around the region this evening on week 5 of the high school football season. Beautiful night out here tonight. It's very comfortable. I was expecting temperatures to drop. I'm warm up here in the booth. I don't know. Maybe is it just me? No? Okay, it's everybody's up here is a little warm. It feels good. I'm a little flushed. I think it's because I've been talking so much. So we get going here. I want to say thanks to the crew helping out tonight. Carter Stedman joining me in the booth here this evening, running the video production with us here tonight, getting a chance to fully engulf himself in what goes on a Friday night in the booth, the craziness of the behind the scenes here. Back in the studio, Brenton Cranford running things on that side of the radio side for us there, and thanks to you for tuning in for tonight's broadcast. Yeah, everybody came out and was ready to go a little bit prematurely here, so we've down to 50 seconds left to go in the halftime break. 65 degrees in Roseburg right now, and very comfortable here in the booth. I think all the heat is rising probably. Carter's off air. He's talking to me in my headphones, so I could fix it all, but it's going to take me a few seconds, so I'm unfortunately not going to get him on the air. But in my ear, was it crowded downstairs? A lot of people down there and hanging out in the student section? Yeah, it was pretty busy. Busy down there, yeah? Yeah? Okay. You can only hear one side of the conversation, but he said the band, the music at halftime. Let me see. We're killing time here. Let's see. Carter there joining us. I got his mic cranked up. What do you know what song that was that the band played? It was a popular song that you'd hear on I-101.
I do not.
I recognized it, but I don't have any idea what the name is or who sang it or who sings it.
Yeah, me neither.
But it sounded good, right?
Yeah,
the marching band was performing pretty well. All right, Carter. I'm going to turn your mic off, but I appreciate the input. There's a good one here there tonight. All right, the kickoff is away to start the second half. It'll be Austin with it. He gets to the seam again, up that near hash mark trying to get away, and he will not be able to get too far as he makes his way out to the 20-yard line is where they will put him out there. So the clock is going to be running here for the second half. And we will get things underway with a Roseburg possession to start things off. They get the ball at their own 20-yard line. Roseburg will have Jace Wilder out there at quarterback to start the second half. In the backfield behind him has Boston Williams. Turned and handed off to him. The senior tries to go up the middle, then tried to bounce it out outside around the tackle, and that is some gang tackling from the Sheldon Irish. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. They give him about half a yard, maybe to the 21. Williams has not had a ton of carries this season. We've seen him out there sometimes as a blocker, but he gets a carry there. Boston Williams this year, just his 5th carry of the season. Caden Eckel is on the sideline. Looks like a little bit of a limp to him, and there's not a great sign either. Another player on crutches for Roseburg. That looks like Robinson down there. Trying to set up the pass out in the flats, in and out of the hands. Is it taken away? Coming up with the turnover, the first of the night. That was one of the things I was going to mention at a halftime was that neither team had turned the ball over, but a pass off the hands of Luther, the tight end, and then into the hands of E.J. Peterson, who picks up his 2nd interception of the year. And that'll be the first interception on the night for Jace Wilder. Comes on the second play of the second half. And so Sheldon will get the ball with a short yardage. It's Brock Thomas out there. Whistles blow before the next snap, or for the first snap for Sheldon, who will have the football at the Roseburg 22-yard line. They stopped. No, they didn't even stop the clock here for this. They'll call a penalty on Sheldon in the neutral zone. So before they even snap it, they get a penalty against them. They'll back him up to the 27. So it was E.J. Peterson with the takeaway. For Sheldon, they have been lights out defensively with those takeaways this season. More on that in a moment. Thomas hands it off to Robinson, running up the middle. He gets stood up there at the 26 and taken down. That is Brevin Harrison in there on the tackle. I think Dylan Bradfield also getting in there to help make the stop. It's no gain. Back to the line of scrimmage on the carry by Grafton Robinson. Clock running down to 8:40 to go here in this third quarter. For Sheldon this season, I thought I had this number written down. Apparently I don't. Okay, I thought I had that more readily. Felt like I wrote that down somewhere. Shotgun snap, low to Thomas, picks it up. He'll throw the seam route. It's the quick slant to Layton. He takes it down to the 5-yard line. Will move the chains. It'll be first and goal at the 5 after a pass completion of 22 yards to Luke Layton. They spot him at the 6. So make it 21 yards through the air. Layton with his 8th catch of the night goes over 100 yards on the evening. Waiting for the snap, hands it off, running up the middle, bounce it out left side. The ball carrier backpedaling towards the goal line and in. Touchdown run for somebody not named Brock Thomas. Going in for the score for Sheldon. New into the backfield, Mana Tuioti will get his first touchdown run of the night. That comes from 6 yards out. And Sheldon will make it 48-0, pending the extra point here. That took just 3 plays there. That is the 3rd rushing touchdown of the season for Tuioti. Placement down for the PAT. Kick is away. Line drive shot goes through the uprights. 49-0, Sheldon on top. We'll come back after a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller? When businesses were local and gave back to the community? At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
6:52 to go in the third quarter. The clock is stopped. I'm not sure if it's supposed to, but it is. Running clock here. So we've already burned through almost half of this third quarter. Is Sheldon leading big 49-0 against Roseburg. Mana Tuioti with the 6-yard score here in the second half. After the takeaway, Sheldon cashes in right away. Graziano will put a high kick deep. It'll be Austin. He tried to get to it. I'm not sure. I think that ball, it might have touched him. It's a live ball either way, and Sheldon will swallow up. I think that's Wilder deep that back there to try and he jumped on that one. And Wilder just, all he could do was try to secure the football, and he gets tackled at the 4-yard line. So Roseburg will have the football deep in their own territory. We'll try to call out maybe any new names that come into the game here. The offense will come out for Roseburg. Wilder in the end zone. He's got Reitman behind him. He'll hand it off to Reitman. Reitman makes one cut back to the middle of the field, got across the 5. They might give him the 7-yard line. Now they'll put him out at the 6. He picks up 2 for Tyler Reitman. Reitman scored a touchdown last week. Reitman and Wilder both getting into the end zone as ball carriers last week, scoring the first touchdowns of the year for Roseburg. Roseburg's got its first points of the season on a field goal, 25-yard field goal by Jacob Michael last week, I should say, at Sprague. Reitman setups to the left of Wilder, gets the handoff. Things open up the middle for him. He's out to the 15, and he should move the chains there. He will. That'll be a first down on the carry by Reitman. He runs it out to the 15-yard line, a pickup of 9. First down for the Tribe out of the shadow of their own end zone. Trying to see if I can pick up some numbers out there. I'm going to move some guys around. That's Irvin, goes from left to right. Luther set up as the tight end on the right, will move to the left. Spread out wide to the far side. That is Dane St. Clair. Handed off. Roseburg trying to run up the middle. It is not there. Again, remember Roseburg without Jordan White and Tiger Black tonight, a couple of seniors. Reitman was on the carry. He goes back to the 13, losing 2 yards. That's A.J. Baker at the one tackle position. To his left is Kyler Mills. James Coleman, the center. Brayson Parker and Dylan Bradfield up there along the line. Looking to pass over the middle. That one's picked off. Tried to go to the tight end. It's picked off. Running at the 5, cutting to the end zone in a pick 6 for the Irish. On the interception, it's Carter Johnson, and he returns it. That's approximately about 15 yards on the return. Let's take a look at the replay for those that are watching online. We could probably tell exactly how long of an interception return that was. Wilder was trying to go over the middle. It was picked right at the 20. A 20-yard return for the score. Penalty flag out before the PAT. They're going to get an extra guy on Roseburg out on the field. Clock still running. This PAT may finish out the third quarter. So it is now 55-0, pending the extra point here. Placement's down, kick is away, and that'll make it 56-0. Clock at 2:30 and counting down. We take a 30-second timeout. Come back with more of the action here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Roseburg football on the score tonight is brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Graziano will kick it away. Kick goes to the 11, takes a hop over Austin into the end zone for the touchback, and Roseburg will have the football out at their own 20. Tonight's game also brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza, a legendary pizza tradition. And by Good Vibrations, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. So out to the 20 comes the Tribe, trailing at 56-0. Out with the snap is Wilder. Hands it off. Trying to run up the middle. It's Reitman again on the carry. He will squeeze his way through for a pickup of 1. They'll give him 2 yards out to the 22. So we'll add an extra yard in there for Reitman. Second down and 8. Ball in the middle of the field. 3 targets to the left side for Wilder. 1 to the right. That is Luther. Looking to pass out in the flats. It was there. The target was open. Passing a little bit short. Trying to dive back to it was Austin. And he couldn't get back underneath it. Wilder back behind center. Just needed to get a little bit more on that one. Tried to maybe go with more of a touch pass. And he's learning the position. He didn't start out this season expecting to play quarterback. Owen Bentia got the call at the start of the year. Back up. Camden Hartzell. It's been so long since he's been injured since early in the season as well, and so he's been off my charts for a little bit. Forgot for a moment the name. Throw downfield. Nice throw on the run, but in and out of the hands for Luther. Another incompletion. Clock still running down to 30 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Camden Hartzell was injured early, so he was on the shelf. Week 2 of the season, Wilder got a couple of backup snaps when Bentia went down with an injury. He came back into the game, did Bentia, but the game was called at halftime, and nobody really knows what would have happened the rest of that game because we didn't get a chance to play it. And then it's been Wilder and Rackley that have been switching back and forth the rest of this season, and unfortunately it's just trying to get some momentum and learn that position when neither was expecting to play quarterback this year. Third quarter comes to an end, 56-0. Sheldon in front. Roseburg looking to possibly punt when we come back. After 3 quarters of play, the Irish up big. Back after a 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Start the fourth quarter with Roseburg looking to punt it away. Wilder will get a kick on it, a high kick, not very deep. It'll bounce at the 35, takes a Sheldon bounce back towards the Roseburg end zone, and Sheldon will get the ball at the Roseburg 35-yard line after the punt. Well, welcome you back here to Finlay Field. Joey Kieran with you. We will have a quick post-game show after this one wraps up here tonight. Don't forget, we'll name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game for Roseburg when this one's all over. And we will go through some of that and pick out somebody for a player of the game award when this one's done. Sheldon will come back out. They've got a new man out there at quarterback. It's going to be Colby Perosa that'll get a chance to take the shotgun snap. Clock running here as the Irish have the big lead. A shotgun snap is mishandled. Now running for it is Perosa. Penalty flag is out. Reitman and Williams will combine for a tackle for loss on Perosa. but we'll see if it stands based on the penalty here. The ball was spotted back at the 45. That would be a loss of 10 if it stands. Meanwhile, while the officials talk about it here, the clock continues to run. Tonight's ball game is brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop, and by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. They wave off the flag, so Roseburg will get a sack, and they take them back to the 45. On Roseburg's half of the field, a loss of 10 for Perosa on his first carry of the night as he takes over at quarterback. Shotgun snap, gives it on the end around, speeding out to the far side, and that is Brevin Harrison that's able to get in between the white jerseys and wrap up the ball carrier. That was Cole Meyer on an in-around carry. And Meyer only picking up minimal yardage down to the 41. So a 4-yard carry for Meyer. It'll set up third down and long. 16 yards to go. Got to get it to the Roseburg 25. Hand it off. New man out of the backfield trying to run left side. Can't get around the edge. Roseburg coming up to make the tackle. And the tackler still down on the field. Just slow to get up, but will. That's Harrison again out there playing great on the edge. The ball carrier gets to the 40, picks up 1. This time it was Braylon Harris. Carries that one. I'm going to run out of spots to put new guys out on the stat sheet for Sheldon here. They'll set up on 4th down and 15, going for it. Already up 56-0. Handed off, no, a keeper for Perosa up the middle. Slips one tackle to the 30, and he'll get taken down. It's Hodges coming up to make the stop. The run will come up short of moving the chains. It'll be a turnover on down for Sheldon. Run went to the 30, a pickup of 10 for Perosa. That gets him back to even 0 after the tackle for loss on the first snap. So Roseburg gets the ball with 8:30 to go in the ball game. They'll have it at their own 30-yard line. Apologies for those watching. The flag on there, and there we take that off for you. 8:14. Spread out 3 targets to the left. The late man on for Roseburg. They've got to move a guy to the far side of the field. That'll be Austin that bubbles around to the far side. Some new names. St. Clair out there along with Irvin on the left side. And Williams out there in the slot trying to help block. But running left side is Reitman again. He'll get to the 33. Roseburg picks up 3 on the carry by Tyler Reitman. Running out will be Josiah Bazio. He will run the play into the huddle. And that is Bazio that's in at quarterback now. And they continue to just have new guys back there, it seems like. He's the transfer from Spokane, turns and hands it off to Reitman. Reitman kind of runs into him a little bit. I mean, Bazio's a new guy out there getting a chance to run this, and so it's going to be new for him trying to get the feeling and placement down of everything. The ball out to the 36. Another pickup of 3 for Reitman. Into the backfield comes Boston Williams, the senior, that'll get a chance to be in at running back. Twins to either side for Bazio in shotgun. Dropping back to pass, going to rifle one right side, almost picked off at the line. Stepping into that one, the defensive lineman, Nick Robles, the junior, almost had what could have been a big man pick. Well, I don't know if he would have gone for 6 necessarily, but he had a lot of green in front of him if he could have gotten that one. It'll be 4th down on the incompletion. So Roseburg will be on 4th down here with 6:10 to go. And out to punt it away will come Wilder. They're yelling out that that's the other guy that's played quarterback, so be on alert. Wilder has tried a fake earlier in the game. He gets a boot away here. That's a much better punt there. That one goes back inside the 30 at the 27. The return man weaving back upfield at the logo at midfield. Spun out of one tackle. Can't quite get to the 50. Now tackled forward to the 50-yard line. Goes Quincy Peterson on the return. That is a return of about 27 yards. And Sheldon will send the offense back out onto the field. This fourth quarter is going to wrap up pretty quick with the running clock. There is a penalty on the return. Looks like it's indicated as a hold against Sheldon. So the ball was at the 50. They're going to stop the clock with 5:06. It's a personal foul against Sheldon. So personal foul. They'll put the ball back at the 35. Coming up next week for Sheldon, the Irish will be at hosting South Medford. That'll be a big contest there. The Panthers were right there with Sheldon in the league standings after their win over South Salem last week. Both teams 2-0, both teams 4-0 coming into this week. And not sure about South Medford what they had tonight. Didn't write that down. As a run by Sheldon, it's Quincy Peterson, a sophomore. And he will get it out to the 37 on the carry, a pickup of 2. Let's see here. This week, there we are. South Medford is hosting Sprague this week. And we heard earlier, I believe, that, we had a score earlier that South Medford was winning in that one. Handed off to Peterson, running left side again. Tackled by Rackley. South Medford was leading 33-18 in that one. So we could have a matchup of two 5-0 teams going into next week for the lead in the conference between Sheldon and South Medford. Carry by Peterson goes out to the 43-yard line, a pickup of 6. It's 3rd down and 2. Clock down to 3:50. Roseburg next week will be at North Medford. We're headed down to Spiegelberg. Running the quarterback, Perosa left side, the keeper. He bubbles it around the outside and should move the chains on that one for Colby Perosa, the junior backup quarterback. They'll spot that one at the 46. He picks up 3 and moves the chains. Stick around in the postgame show. Again, we've got your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Mountain Mike's Pizza the way it ought to be. We got some Mountain Mike's before the game here, and it's been tempting me for quite some time. I meant to eat some at halftime and totally didn't get a chance to do it. But looking forward to eating some Mountain Mike's coming up in the postgame. Handoff to Peterson. Delayed handoff. He runs over the right tackle and gets stopped after a short gain to the 49. It's Boston Williams once again at the bottom of that pile. Pickup of 3 for Peterson. Band down there getting loud here with 2.5 to play in the contest. Racing to the sideline will come Roseburg's Dakota James, who will come out of the game. Rolling to the right, Perosa gonna tuck it in and run it. He gets across the 50 to the 45 where he gets upended by Hodges. And takes him down to the 44. So that carry will be good for 7 yards for Perosa. Moves the chains. Tackle by Hodges. Let's see here. Some new numbers out there, and they are going to be new numbers on the roster. We got a number 18 that I don't have. That looks like a number 26. That might be Connor Hahn, a sophomore. Bobbled snap by Perosa. He's just going to take it off and run. Got a blocker in front of him. He will pick up a 1st down. Reitman gets in on the tackle. So did Harrison. And, Roseburg's a young team to begin with, but they've got a lot of youngsters, a lot of sophomores out there playing right now on the field. Down to the 32-yard line That is a pickup of 12 on that scramble by Perosa. Down to a minute 20. Some numbers that just aren't on the roster at the moment because they probably didn't start out the season expecting to be here. Running left side down to the 25-yard line. Ball carrier is once again Quincy Peterson. He will take it to the 25. That is a pickup of 7. Student section, I think, from the Sheldon side is getting a little out. There is a guy over there in some sort of reflective gear that is just absolutely glowing. I didn't know what I was seeing there for a second. Down to 28 seconds to go here. Perosa in shotgun will wait as long as he can to snap it. Now does. Hands it off to Peterson. Bubbles it out to the outside. One-on-one open field. Stiff arm. He gets away to the 20 and out of bounds. And out of bounds for Peterson. Won't stop the clock with the running clock here in the second half. That run will take it down to the 15, and Sheldon will not snap it again. They will head out to shake hands at midfield, and we wrap up tonight's ball game. Final score is 56-0. Sheldon will get another shutout win as they finish it out here tonight. We'll go to 5-0 on the year and set up a big showdown next week against South Medford, who was leading and looks to be moving to 5-0 as well. We'll come back with a quick postgame show after a 3-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Welcome you back here to Finlay Field, where tonight the Roseburg Indians fall against the Sheldon Irish 56-0. Sheldon's dominance here in Roseburg and against the Indians continues. They have now won 16 straight. They have a series lead of 17-7 in the matchup. It was a one-sided affair. We knew it was going to be an uphill battle. This Sheldon team is loaded this year, and best of luck to them going forward. They definitely have an opportunity to try and go deep in the season this year. Should be interesting to see what we've got next week when they take on South Medford. Taking a look back at this one, it was all scoring, all Sheldon. I think they scored on every drive they had the ball until the fourth quarter, when they finally had a turnover on downs, when they had a lot of secondary players in. It was 21-0 at the end of the first, 42-0 at the halftime break. That's 3 touchdowns in each of the first 2 quarters. And then in the third quarter, we ended up at a 56-0 score. That was 2 more touchdowns in the third quarter when we had the running clock. And then that would be your final score, 56-0 here tonight from Roseburg. It was a big win for Sheldon, but they are no strangers to that. They've had quite a few of those. Last week, 62-6 against McNary. Sprague, they won 41-0. They beat Glencoe 56-0. Their one close game so far has been West Lynn, 35-31. So a tough one here tonight for the Tribe as they look to try and get something going, but that's a tough team to really try and get right against, as Sheldon is a program that is rolling and rolling hard. Taking a look at some of the numbers, let's start with the visiting Irish. Unofficially tonight, Brock Thomas, 16 of 22, 231 yards through the air, and he ends up with 4 touchdowns passing. He also ends up with 2 touchdowns on the ground and 68 yards on 6 carries. He is definitely the star for the Irish, the 3-year starter at quarterback. On the ground, Grafton Robinson, 69 yards on 6 carries, no scores. The only other rushing touchdown was Mana Tuiati, who gets one in the third quarter, a 6-yard run to get on the board. Through the air, Luke Layton, 8 catches, 117 yards, 1 touchdown. Also with scores, Isaac Peters, 2 catches, 14 yards and a touchdown. 1 catch, 27-yard touchdown for Grafton Robinson. And Tatum Tuiati had 2 catches for 18 yards and a score here tonight. So that is a look at the offensive numbers for Sheldon. On the other side, Jace Wilder, the starting quarterback for Roseburg tonight, played through most of the game. I've got him down unofficially for 4 for 9 through the air, 23 yards. He did throw 2 second-half interceptions, one of them getting a pick 6. And on that pick 6 return was Carter Johnson, who took it back 20 yards for the score. They have number 2 on the roster as Josiah Bazio, but I was questioning whether or not it really was. The youngster that was out there looked very diminutive. I don't want to call him small, but he looked young. And we're feeling as if he might, here in the booth, Carter helping out. He's a senior at Roseburg this year, so he kind of has a feeling of some of the guys on the roster a little better than I do. And he thinks it might have been a freshman getting called up this week. So that, I'm not sure who it was, but took over. Kimball? Corey Kimball might have been the guy that came in and took over there late in that ball game for Roseburg. So, but on the ground, the best momentum they had going was Caden Eckel had 10 carries for 48 yards, but got dinged up a little bit in the first half and then sat the rest of the game. I think Roseburg hoping that they'll have more competitive games in the future and don't want to lose him to an injury that's going to keep him out anything long term. Tyler Reitman came in, had 6 carries for 17 yards, 4 carries for 8 yards for Nick Parrish in the game as well. Byron Irvin, a sophomore, so in the first half had 3 catches for 24 yards tonight as he has come on as a target, reliable hands. The sophomore with the leading receiver tonight for Roseburg. So that is a look at the statistics for it here tonight. A big win for the Irish, and that is about all you can really say on tonight's matchup. Sheldon will get ready for South Medford coming up to next week at home in Eugene, and Roseburg's heading south to Medford's Spiegelberg Stadium. As we continue on here, Brenton, you can whisper in my ear here from back in the studio. Did we take a legal ID or did I forget to do that as I usually do? Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg football on The Score. Back here at Finlay Field, wrapping things up for you. We've got your Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game coming up here in just a bit. Want to say thanks to the Cow Creek Tribe for sponsoring our video stream online at 541radio.com. Tonight, our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. I actually want to get to this first because I forgot to do it last week. We were rushing. 10 o'clock hit, and every light in the stadium went out at Sprague, and suddenly it was dark everywhere. The team was still on the field hanging out with, much like we've got here at Roseburg, family, friends, student body all out on the field along with the team as they were celebrating a win for Sprague. The lights went out and everybody was still on the field. People had to pull out their cell phone flashlights to find their way off the field. So it kind of threw us off and we started to rush through things just a little bit. But tonight I want to make sure that we acknowledge that last week we awarded Jack Banta was your player of the game last week. He had the interception, returned 43 yards. A big man gets the pick. Yeah, we like to highlight that a little bit. So Jack Banta was our player of the game last week. Tonight, your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game is going to be the sophomore, Byron Irving. A nice night for him, sure-handed in the first half, getting 3 receptions for 24 yards as he's getting more playing time recently and showing off why they have put some faith in him getting out there on the field. So Byron Irving is your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. I'm looking forward to enjoying some of that here in just a little bit. You could get some too. They're located right by the 124 interchange here at Roseburg High School, just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Roseburg. And you can check out Mountain Mike's Pizza the way it ought to be. Taking a look at just some quick updates on some scores here. Final 33-6, Coquille beating Sutherland tonight in that one. So that's a tough loss there for the for the Bulldogs. The other scores that we had from earlier at halftime, it was South Umpqua winning 18-7 over St. Mary's. Oakland was up big over Glide, 46-0 at halftime. A final from earlier, Days Creek falling to Powers, 69-6. And those were some of the scores we saw. The South Medford was winning against Sprague tonight in a conference battle, and North Medford was beating Grants Pass 20-7 at halftime in that conference battle as well. From the Pac-12 tonight, it was UCLA. Oh, Carter's not happy about this one. He'll race home. He's got enough time to race home and watch the second half of this one, hoping for a Huskies comeback. The Bruins are currently leading the Huskies 26-10 down in the Rose Bowl. That one just before halftime in that contest. All right, folks, that is about to do it for us here tonight from Finlay Field. Want to wrap things up and say our thanks here this evening. Want to say big thanks to the Sheldon Irish, first for making the trek down here to join us tonight. Thanks to head coach Josh Line. Spent a lot of time talking with him earlier today. Appreciate that he made some time on a busy Friday to spend some time talking with us. Thanks to athletic director Russ Bolin, head coach Dave Heiberger, and the entire Roseburg football program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg football here on The Score. Want to say thanks to Carter Stedman for help with the video production tonight here at home, and thanks to Brenton Cranford for the help with the radio production back in the studio tonight. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We'll be back with you coming up next Friday night when Roseburg heads to historic Spiegelberg Stadium. They'll take on the North Medford Black Tornado. We'll be there to broadcast the game for you. They kick off at 7 o'clock, which means pregame at 6:45. That follows the Friday night pregame show starting at 6 here on The Score. We look forward to talking to you then. Have a great Friday night, everybody, on The Score. I didn't know how I got caught going,